Welcome. So for this video, we're going to look at unit conversion. Now, many times you're given a measurement of something and you need to convert it to another unit to make it useful. In this class, mainly we'll be converting non-SI units to SI units to use them in equations to make sure that our equations, the output of our equations is correct. So when converting between units, sometimes it can be trivially easy and you can do it in your head. Other times it can be quite difficult. But there's a really great trick to talking about converting units, and that's called chain link conversion. Chain link conversion is a way of taking a measurement and then by using multiples, by multiplying it by multiples of 1, you don't effectively change the unit. What I mean by that is, let's look at a simple conversion you're probably all familiar with, right? 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. One foot is equal to 12 inches. Well, when doing that conversion, you've learned in algebra, of course, that you can divide something by itself, as long as you do it on both sides of the equation. So for example, if I divide both sides by 1 foot, in algebra, if something is the same on the top and the bottom, it cancels, and then you end up with the number 1 is equal to 12 inches over 1 foot. Now, note that this is not saying 1 is equal to 12 over 1. 12 over 1 is the number 12. 1 is not equal to 12. That's incorrect. But the fact that 12 inches is the same measurement as 1 foot means that this ratio is equal to 1. And if you multiply a number by 1, you don't change it. So if I'm trying to convert a number, for example, if I want to know if I have 3 feet, and I want to convert that 3 feet into inches, I can multiply it by a ratio that's equal to 1. Now I want to get rid of feet, so I'll put that in the denominator. I want inches, so I'll put the conversion in the numerator. Note that this, in parentheses, is equal to 1, so I'm not changing this measurement. 3 feet times 12 inches to 1 foot, the unit, right? Feet cancel, inches remain. 3 times 12 is 36. We have 36 inches. Now again, this can be probably trivial enough that you can do it in your head. However, some units are trickier. For instance, what if we want to, let's expand on this, what if we want to know how many seconds are in a year? We can use this chain link conversion to figure that out. So we'll start with 1 year. Now I need to multiply this measurement by ratios equal to 1, so I don't change the measurement. All I'm doing is changing, it's the same measurement, I'm just changing the units that it's represented in. It's the same length of time. 1 year is equal to so many seconds, and we'll figure that out. Well, I don't know what the conversion is from year to seconds immediately in my head, so I need to break this down into, multiply this by a unit of 1. There are 365 days, about, in 1 year. Technically it's 365.2425 something, but most people don't know that. Most people know there's 365 days in a year. Well, years will cancel, leaving behind days, but I don't want days, I want seconds. I don't know how many seconds are in a day yet, so I'm going to multiply this by another ratio equal to 1, where I have days, so 1 day is 24 hours. Days will cancel. I end up with hours. I don't want hours, I want seconds. So I'm going to get rid of hours, so 1 hour is 60 minutes. Almost there. Multiply it by one more ratio, 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So grab your trusty calculator and plug in these numbers. 1 times 365 times 24 times 60 times 60 gives me 31536,000. So 31,536,000 seconds approximately in 1 year. It's equal to seconds. See how every time I multiplied something with parentheses, each set of parentheses was equal to 1 because the numerator and the denominator were the same measurement. 365 days is 1 year. 1 year. 24 hours is 1 day. 60 minutes is 1 hour. 60 seconds is 1 minute. So as long as you set up those ratios equal to 1, where the numerator and the denominator are the same measurement, just using different units, you can convert between units. Now this works with multiple units as well. For instance, let's say I measure a snail moving at a speed of 5.0 centimeters per minute. How many kilometers per hour is that snail moving? Well, I have 2 units I have to fix then. Centimeters, I have to change into another length, kilometers. Minutes, I have to change into hours. But I handle each separately. So I want to get rid of centimeters first. So I multiply it by a ratio that gets rid of centimeters. Centimeters is in the numerator here. So I have to get rid of it, so it has to be the denominator there. And they're 100 centimeters in 1 meter. I remember that off the top of my head. But I needed kilometers. So they're 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer or kilometer. There, I have kilometers. Halfway there. Now I have to get rid of minutes, but minutes is in the denominator here. So I have to multiply, put 1 minute. Oh, actually that won't work, will it? Because I want to go from minutes to hours. And 1 minute is, I don't know how many hours that is, but I do know that 60 minutes is 1 hour. So minutes cancel here, leaving behind hours. So the units I have left is kilometers in the numerator, hours in the denominator. So this will be equal to so many kilometers an hour. Now I need to grab, again, my trusty calculator, which I have misplaced. There we go. So 5.0 divided by 100 divided by 1,000 times 60 gives me 0.003 kilometers an hour. Not very fast. Finally, we can do units that have exponents. So, for example, say you buy a new house and you have a living room that's 20 by 30 feet. And you want to know what the area of that living room rug is. Well, area is equal to length times width, Hopefully not, it's not too surprising, right? So it's 20 feet by 30 feet, probably switch those around. Length usually is the longer, always in my mind. But 20 feet by 30 feet means that the area A is equal to 600 feet squared, right? Because you have feet times feet, so that's square feet. But you go to a carpentry store, and they sell carpet by the square yard. How many square yards do you need? Well, that's problematic because you have feet here. But fortunately, remember how many feet are in a yard. So you multiply this, you want to get rid of feet, so you put that in the denominator, and there's 3 feet in 1 yard. Problem. This only gets rid of 1 of these feet. You have to get rid of, there are 2 of them there. They're feet times feet. They're multiplied together. You need to get rid of both, so you have to do this again. These 2 feet cancel here. You have yards times yards, which gives you square yards. Grabbing our trusty calculator, we have 600 divided by 3 divided by 3. So the area is equal to 66.7 square yards. Now, if you're converting a volume, where you have something cubed, like cubic meters or cubic centimeters, which are also known as milliliters, and you're trying to get to another volume, like cubic meters, you'd have to do this 3 times. Now, volume to volume conversion, so for example, if you know gallons to liters, you only have to do that once. A gallon is a unit of volume. But if you have volume measured in meters cubed, then you want to move to, say, inches cubed, you would have to do this conversion 3 times.